Hello people, Dr. Business, back at it again. You see, I got my robe on. I just got done with surgery. We had one of Dave Ramsey old clients. His credit was almost dead, but we got it back together. Okay, we was listening to that BS advice from Dave Ramsey, but we got him all switched up and everything's looking much better now, definitely. Anyway, on this video, we're gonna talk about what I promised you in the last video. Why do these lenders care so much about your credit cards? So let me go ahead and just give you my theory behind it. Again, if you don't know who I am, my name is Dr. Business, and what I do here, I help entrepreneurs just like you navigate and solve the complexity of starting their new business so they can live their life with their dreams and get off the self-endless, self-defeating, pointless rat race they're currently in and take charge of their future through business ownership. Please take a link, there's a link below that we go over our incubator program. We have one of the best incubators program in the country, and we help entrepreneurs just like you start their business and pretty much every resource they need in order to get their business successful, as far as incorporating, getting the EIN number, getting a merchant account, getting a website, getting a logo, getting a marketing a strategy developed for them, coming up with their projections, getting them the funding that they need, creating a business credit building profile. I mean, there's absolutely nothing that we don't do in order to make sure that we get them successful. I always say this: passion plus execution equals results. You come with a good passion, we will help you execute. Anyway, on this video, we're gonna talk about this right here. And nobody's talking about this. Why do these lenders care so much about your credit cards? And why does Brian think that you can literally control up to 80% of your credit score with credit cards and credit cards alone? Let's get straight to it, man. Play my intro. So, we are back, and I'm gonna answer this question, not really a question, but just kind of my theory, my little 2 cents, Dr. Business's 2 cents as it pertains to credit cards and why the lenders care so much about credit cards. As you know, we're still on the subject as it pertains to the 5 factors that affect your credit: 35% payment history, 30% utilization, 15% types of credit, 10% new credit, and 10% age of file. So, Brian, what are you talking about? What do you mean when you say that you can control 80% of your credit with credit cards alone? So let me make it make sense. So, 35% of your credit is based on payment history. The one thing that credit cards do is to make sure that you have monthly payments that you're making on consistently. That's number one. Not just credit cards, of course, and I know that other accounts do this too, but I'm trying to prove a point here. The next thing, which is amounts owed, 30% of your credit is based on your utilization, amounts owed, whatever it is. Balances in relation to limits on all open revolving accounts. Only thing that is considered a revolving accounts is credit cards. I'm not talking about your student loans, mortgage loans, auto loans, any of that stuff. I'm simply talking about your credit cards and credit cards alone. So 30% of your score is based on credit cards. You have to have credit cards, Dave Ramsey, in order for you to have a good score. Okay? It is not 1940s anymore. Next thing is, 15% of your credit is controlled by what? Length of credit history. How long you've kept your account open. The oldest item reporting on your credit profile. Now let's just be real here. Every single one of us wants to make a last payment on their mortgage, their auto loan, their student loan, their installment loan, their whatever. You want to make that last payment. The only type of account that you do not make a final payment is credit cards. Okay, until you close the account, it's gonna stay open forever. So what is the best way to manage this 15%, which is based on your age of file? Is to make sure, as I said in the last video, open one credit card and keep it open as long as you can. That right there, if you've been keeping up with the math, that's 80%. Literally 80% of your credit score could be managed by having 2 or 3 revolving accounts on there. Now it's important to still have the rest. You know, we're talking about 10% is the credit mix, the diversification, and then lastly 10% is inquiries. But I just wanted to kind of prove that point, and I want somebody to challenge me in the comment section if I'm wrong, that you can manage 80% of your credit score with revolving accounts alone. Please challenge Dr. Business right below. But now, you came here to the grand answer as to why lenders care so much about these goddamn revolving accounts, okay? And this is kind of my theory on it. And I've thought about it hard. And over the years, I think this is the reason why. Clearly, credit is a system, a tool used by lenders to evaluate risk. Okay? And if you think about it, majority of people, when they get paid on the first of the month or whenever you get paid, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna pay your mortgage or you're gonna pay your rent. Tell me if I'm wrong. Comment down below. Tell me if I'm wrong. Number two, you're gonna make your, and if you have a rent or your mortgage payment. Number two, you're gonna make your car payment. Or you're gonna, there's that old joke that if you don't pay your car payment, that's probably the fastest way to get on your feet. Number three, you're gonna pay your revolving accounts. Not revolving accounts, you're gonna pay your utility bills. We're talking about here, your electric bill and all your other utilities. I bet the last thing you do, if people are short on funds, the last thing they do is to pay their credit cards. Why? Because if you don't make your payment on your credit cards, nothing really happens. Your life doesn't really change. If you don't pay your mortgage payment, guess what happens? You get kicked out the house. If you don't pay your car payment, again, this is probably the fastest way you can get back on your feet. If you don't pay your utilities, again, they turn off the utilities. So the best way for lenders to evaluate risk is to see how a borrower is treating the second priority items, which is revolving accounts alone. Okay? Now I'm going to say a very controversial statement. Okay? Dr. Business. I like to create a little controversy. I think you're better off being late on your mortgage payment than be late on the credit card. Oh shit. What is he talking about? What is he saying? What is this guy talking about here? From a credit report standpoint, from a credit score standpoint, if you're late on a credit card, you're putting yourself at risk where that account might be closed due to you being late, due to that derogatory, or they might lower their limit on that account because you're late. Now, when they lower your limit, they're immediately affecting 30% of what your FICO score does. If they close their account, if it's the oldest account being reported on your credit profile, now it's up to another 15%, which is length of credit history that affect on there. Now, if you're late on your mortgage, yes, you get a late payment on your credit report, just like you would if you're late on your credit card. But you don't get all these other things that might happen because you're late. They're not gonna lower your limit on your mortgage. You still owe money. They're not gonna lower your balance or anything like that. But on a credit card, if they lower your limit, it does affect your credit score very negatively. And this is something that happens. You have this, what I call a trickle down effect. One late payment can cause a limit to be lowered and cause an account to be shut down. While a late payment on the mortgage, it's just gonna be a late payment. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to, and hopefully that's clear as to why Dr. Business's theory on why these lenders care so much about these revolving accounts and the importance of having revolving accounts as it pertains to building your credit. They're literally one of the most important trade line there is on your credit report. Later on, I'm going to make a quick tip video on the best way to manage your revolving accounts. There's a lot of different myths out there. A lot of people talk about, go out there and spend it and make the payment before the end of the month. And I got some thoughts on this based on what I've seen. I'm going to talk about that later on in a different video. I'm going to wrap this up in this video. We're not going to make this one long. I'll remind you, 3 Facts of Lending. Link is in the description. You want to get this book. I talk about the 3 different ways that you can get money for your business. Also, there's a bonus chapter under that I talk about your credit and how to manage your credit. All the things we're going to be discussing on here, majority of them are covered on this book. So you're going to definitely grab that book. And if you're an entrepreneur yourself, you're thinking about starting your own business, or you still work and you have this idea about starting, believe it or not, 85% of people in America hate their jobs. Just think about that number. 85% of Americans hate their job. The Heart Attack Institute of America said there's a 20% increased risk of heart attacks on a Monday morning. I mean, people literally hate their jobs to death. Okay? If you're one of those people that I'm talking to and you have a great business idea and you're definitely passionate about starting a business, reach out to us. Click the link below, watch our free entrepreneur incubator training, schedule an appointment where you can go ahead and speak with me and we can talk about your business and we can talk about how we can help you execute. I always say this and I'll end you this: passion plus execution equals results. Passion plus execution equals success. You come in with the passion, we'll help you execute. I'll see you in the next video. You have a good one.